We are with Staff Sergeant Patrick Gonzalez and Specialist Bird, as you go by. Yeah. What a story. We can start with Staff Sergeant Gonzalez, who's basically back from the dead, literally pronounced dead for several minutes. And tell us about that day you were in your vehicles and what happened.
From what I remember from my memory is we were going out, the Sunnis and the Shiites were fighting, and we were supposed to go out there and help them out, intercept the fight. And when we got there, the Shiites left, and so we went ahead and we took off, and we were going to do like a presence patrol. And we got a call on the radio saying that they had intel that there was a meeting, key leader meeting at a chicken farm. And so we had gathered up and we talked about it, and we were going to roll out. And I was supposed to be lead vehicle. My buddy, which was the platoon sergeant, he jumped up in the front and he took the lead vehicle. So I took second vehicle, and Jones was my driver. And as we were heading out to the chicken farm, I don't remember the name of the route, but I know as we're getting closer to the chicken farm, I turned away to let the guys know what what we were going to do once we got there. And that's it.
Boom! You go amnestic. You don't remember anything. IED hits the vehicle, and Bird, who is Jones, goes by Bird. Specialist Jones was driving.
Well, I was driving, and then pick up from where he left off at. We ended up getting hit by IED. I don't remember the blast. I just remember hearing a couple of some ringing. And
So just real quick to interrupt, this is classic with blast injury. This is what you hear about the hallmark injury as traumatic brain injury. Recall that they don't remember the blast is because you take such a jolt that you're amnestic and you lose your childhood memories, you lose your wife's name, your phone number, just social security number. You just forget things. This is traumatic brain injury. And go on.
so next thing I know, I'm just looking around, so I see like dust and smoking stuff inside of it. So I'm looking around, I'm all like, so I end up getting out. Looked back, met the other two gun trucks behind us. I gave them thumbs up. And then I looked at the front of the Humvee. I'm like, wow, I got to step away from it. So I went to step, and that's when the rest of my leg, at first was on a lot from a calf down, missing. So it slid on out the bottom of my ACU pants.
So you went to get up and your legs slid down your pants.
Mm-hmm. Slid on down, so I ended up falling, hit a rock, ended up chipping my chin some, and had a laceration.
That's why you have the facial hair to cover it up now, right?
No, man, it still don't grow right here.
No, it still doesn't grow. Oh, yeah, you got the scar. Yeah. Okay.
So, that happens, so I turned over.
So now you're on the ground with a cut on your chin and no leg.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, at the time, I did not know that my leg came on out, so I'm like, oh, I got to get on up. So I tried to get up. I'm like, this leg right here couldn't grip the ground. So I'm like, what's going on? I looked. I'm like, oh, man, really? So I went for my tourniquet, put it on, start tying it up, and I went too tight, so it ended up breaking. So I tried.
That's not true. There are medics like us there who tried to help you, and you kicked him away.
No, man.
You tell them to go to your buddy.
That was before he came.
Oh, okay.
Came to me, so I tried to reach my other one, and I started getting real weak, so I started fighting back, and that's when Steinbacher, Nicholas Steinbach, he like baseball slid to me and caught me, and he kept talking to me, and then that's when everybody came over. The doc came over, and then that's when they told me that he was unresponsive. So I'm like, what? The folks were like, yeah, Sergeant G, he's unresponsive. And so I started telling everyone, just move, man, leave him alone, man. You go wake him up, go get him. I'm like, no, your leg. I'm like, my leg's good. Get away from me, leave him alone. So most of the guys finna go check on him. So
So you took care of your own leg.
At first till mine broke, and then our doc, which was Bruce Cardenas, he came over and took care of me.
Wow.
And
And then meanwhile, you have quite the story. They pronounced you dead.
Yeah, they. I guess they sent it up, and they didn't send up anything else besides that. The military ended up stopping my pay, and they had me in the system as deceased. And so when I finally remember is I woke up and I see silhouettes leaning over me, and I guess when my eyes opened up, I can hear like little cheering and stuff. And when my sight finally came through, I looked off to the side, and Jones was there laying next to me. And then I remember them hitting him. He flatlined, and that's it. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, I was already in I guess it was the ICU, and so they supposedly made the phone call back to the States that I had passed away. They told my parents that I had passed away, and they had told my wife. And when I was able to start talking again and stuff, he gave me his phone, and he was like, "Hey, I want you to call your family and stuff." So I got the phone, I made the phone call to my wife, and she was kind of shocked.
'Cause she still thought
Yeah.
you were dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And I told her that, hey, I'm okay, that I was in a little accident, that that Jones had hit the Humvee in front of us.
You blamed it on him.
Yeah.
Right?
And I told her that we were okay, though, that not to worry about anything. And
So you told your family it was a fender bender.
yeah, I told her it was a fender
A
bender.
little more than a fender bender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So then my doc was there, our medic was there, and he started telling me, he told me we lost Steinbacher. He passed away, and Rodriguez had took shrapnel in the hip as well. And so I asked about Jones, where Jones was at again, and they told me that there was no Jones. The medics, the docs there were saying there's no Jones. And
They killed him off too.
well,
They said.
I was like, I gave them a description of him, and they were like, "Well, that sounds like a PFC bird." And I was like, "No, it's Jones, Jones Dortrie."
Name confusion.
And they were like, "Okay." And I was like, so they put me in a wheelchair and they pushed me to him, where he was at. And when I seen him, I told the docs, "Oh, that's Jones right there." And I looked at Jones. Like, "Jones, what the hell are you doing over here?" And he was like, "I got you." And the doc heard that, and he just threw his paperwork up. He was pissed. He was pissed off because all that stuff had to get redone again. So,
Wow.
good times.
but then, so needless to say, they took me back to Camp Victory, and I was the medics and stuff were over there, and they still didn't know up to what extreme I was at, and they found out that they had stopped my pay and all this other stuff. So I went to the people at finance to see what's going on so they can fix it, and I gave them my name, and they gave them my social, and they looked at me, and they looked at their supervisor, and they started talking to their supervisor in Spanish, telling them that I was in the system that had me dead, and I responded to them, and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not dead. I'm here. So let's fix this." And they were, "Well, we can't do nothing. And it's all the way up already. You're dead." You know. I was like, "Well, let me slap you. If I slap you, you shouldn't feel it, right?" And needless to say, they didn't let me do that. And that was our journey now to fix that. And they decided, the docs there decided that they had to send me back. According to the docs there, I did have internal bleedings. I had a TBI. My whole lumbar was damaged.
You still walk with that cane over there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And my knee is bad. This knee is gone just about, but I also have arthritis on both knees. And dealing with PTSD as well.
Wow.
So-
Wow. And you have an above the knee amputation.
Yes, sir. Right above the knee amputation, and I also shattered my calcaneus and my
Talus.
talus. So I have a plate on the inside of my ankle and 7 screws holding it
Wow.
right there as well.
Wow. So you guys are both medical miracles, like pretty much back from the dead. You flatlined, and you know, people who wouldn't survive prior wars alive today to talk about it, which is awesome. And you know, with that comes the challenge of providing care for our veterans, and you know, our VA is very overwhelmed. It's getting a lot of patients back who wouldn't have survived prior wars, so it's great they're surviving, but now you kind of get stuck in a system where you're either in the computer is dead, you can't get your payback, or you have to go through a long, long wait, which I'm sure you guys have had
Yes.
to do.
Yep.
So, so do you, you know, there are a lot of organizations out there, like The Battle Continues, that helps guys like this, that you can bypass the VA system, connect to docs, and get medical support provided. Is there any advice you have for anyone out there who's trying to help guys like you? When you needed help, how can they help guys like you?
Well, some of the times, guys like us, we're real stubborn. We don't really admit that we need the help,
Right.
but we sometimes would turn it down because we're too strong-willed, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, like obstinate, stubborn, and
Yeah, the pride. It's just
Pride,
like the
yeah.
pride. We try and overcome things on our own versus
just the macho soldier side,
Right.
and you still.
letting besides accepting help from someone. But when we're at a point to where we can't do it ourselves, that's when we try and seek help. But if you get the help ahead of time, everything will progress a little bit easier versus you keep stumbling, and get so lost in your thoughts, in your
Right.
mind.
So how can someone out there help a stubborn soldier who thinks they don't need help? Like, what's the secret?
Don't quit.
Yep, don't quit.
Don't quit on them, and let them know that you're there first. It all breaks down to
Persistence.
basically let them know that there's love.
And someone is always there to care
Yeah.
for you.
And once they see that they can count on you, the opportunities will open up.
And then, even if you can't talk to no one, you can find you another vet. I don't care which war that we're in. There are always a veteran there to listen to you and give you some insight on what you're going through, or it's give you some situations on what they've been through, and one way or another you could relate to it.
There's always that common bond between
Right.
veterans, which is, you know, how we got connected with The Battle Continues and show support and everything is, you know, drives me is like I'm a veteran myself. I have the medical background, so it's awesome to be able to connect with guys like you and, you know, your heroism. But everyone out there doesn't have that access all the time. So you're telling that stubborn soldier who doesn't want help, for the loved ones, to not quit on them, keep showing love.
And don't push people away. Don't push your family away. Your family might not understand it, but they're here to try and understand. And then if your family don't understand, there are certain classes you could also take as a family so they can understand certain things that you're going through. Because my wife also did a class with me so she could understand some of the things that I was going through. Because I didn't really talk to her about a lot of stuff. I kept pushing her away, the kids away, because I didn't want anyone to basically be around me when I was going through stuff, when I was self-destructing.
So maybe the family member can also point you to another veteran,
Mhm.
and then the soldier will be more comfortable talking to a fellow
Right.
veteran.
But calling out to the vets though is we need to take off our uniform sometimes. So when our uniform is off, we need to be human again. And start letting these people be there for us. Get rid of it. We need to stop that Superman
Mentality.
mentality. We do need help, and if you want to be that father or that mother to those kids, let these people help. And it started. I think it needs to start with us too. Unless we start letting these people and be honest with these docs when they are talking to us.
Yeah.
You sitting there telling them, no, I don't feel like killing myself, when every night you're going to sleep and you sit there and you're like, I want to kill myself. Let these docs know. They're not going to lock you up.
Yeah, they'll try and give you the help you need.
And what happens if you do kill yourself? Then what are those kids going to do?
Right.
So I think that's what it all boils down to, is we need to open up and be honest, and the people there that want to help, don't give up. Don't turn your back. And a lot of times it's just really an ear that these vets are looking for.
Right.
I myself, I'm a pastor now. A lot of my guys freak out when they hear that. They just can't believe that, oh, Sergeant G's a pastor. But I get a phone call at 3 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning from these guys, and they're, just talking away, and I don't say anything. I just let them talk. And a lot of times that's all they want. It's just that.
The listening ear.
Which I've done a lot of times.
Instead of just
He's
trying to
smart.
fix them.
I call him. I'll be crying on the phone, boo-hooing, angry, ticked off. But basically, I'm ticked off and angry at the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
But after talking to him, he be like, Jones, blah, 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 blah. I started calming down. Right, you're right. Yeah. All right, man, I'm going to try it out.
So that's common with soldiers. They get angry
Mm-hmm.
from their injuries. They're bitter about it at times. And, you guys have an incredible attitude after what you've been through. And you think the secret is just finding someone to talk to about it. That's like the big...
Which it doesn't happen like that. It takes time. Which I went through like 3 years of counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
So being patient as
Mhm.
well and going through the process. Right.
And then the same way he said, be honest with your doctor, because for a while I was like, I'm good, there's nothing wrong with me. Psh, whatever, I don't need this, don't need that. You don't know what you're talking about. But basically I was just denying myself that freedom to express myself and tell them what was going on with me. First just keeping everything inside. It then found to where everything overfills and it just explodes.
Right.
Which is basically like putting menthols in a Diet Coke. It just whoosh.
Yeah. Great analogy. And, great messages here. Being honest with yourself, not pushing away your family members, keep loving, patience from side of everyone, having someone to talk to, going through the therapy and having the patience to do that, and being honest with yourself. Those are great, great messages.
There's never a short journey. It's just a long road.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to hold on to it and just try. Because the thing is, when you do not try, you're basically giving up. And when you give up, sometimes there's no way of returning back unless you fight, scratch, claw your way back to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Great message.
because I used to be kind of suicidal. Well, I was suicidal at one point. And the only thing that kept me from fulfilling what I wanted to do was my kids. Because my kids are my anchor to this world. Because if I didn't have my kids, I don't know where I'd be at right now. I
Right.
probably wouldn't be right here, though. I'll
Right.
tell you that much.
So have something to anchor to that.
Something that keeps you
Right.
pushing forward, just striving to just improve.
Right.
True, there'll be downfalls and you stumble, but get back up and just keep trying, because you'll always fall and stumble and you'll be hurting, all that, but just keep fighting, just keep pushing. It's basically what it is. You just gotta hold on to it and just fight for it.
So a lot of people, it's kids. A lot of people, it's hanging with other veterans. It's camaraderie, social support, being a pastor, helping others, helping organizations who believe in charitable causes, things like that. So, great message.
The battle continues. It just helps soldiers like us.
It does.
I used to have an old motto we used to say is keep up the fire, but it's keep up the fight. The battle continues.